Hi everybody, welcome back to another CD Finds video. So on the weekend that just gone past, I did buy many new, used and sealed CDs, and we'll go through the sealed CDs in this video. But we'll kick it off with the original album series. I did pick up quite a few, most of them are all sealed, and we'll start off with Pretenders original album series. Released in 2009, made in the EU. So we have their first album, Pretenders, Pretenders 2, Learning to Crawl, their third album, Get Close, their fourth album. Their fifth album, Pact, isn't actually on here, so they do skip that one, but they did include their sixth album, Last of the Independents, and that one was more of a popular album. And there's the back. Next up we have Bob Dylan, Timeless Classic Albums, 5 CD set. So the only studio album on here is number 2, Bob Dylan, which is his debut. Then we have Freewheelin' Outtakes, which is outtakes from the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan album. Robert Zimmerman Plays Bob Dylan, which is outtakes from the debut album. There's a live album in Montreal, and there's Bonnie Breach's Apartment Sessions from 1961. We have Fleetwood Mac. This one is open, with the third studio album, Then Play On, fourth album, Kiln House, fifth studio album, Future Games, sixth studio album, Bare Trees. We missed the seventh one, which is Penguin, but they've included Mystery to Me, which is the 8th studio album. This is the rare occasion where I can actually show you the album and disc itself. Have this one in a jewel case. Jethro Tull, original album series, 5 CD set. We've got Songs from the Wood from 1977, Heavy Horses, 78, Stormwatch, 79, A from 1980, and The Broadsword and the Beast from 1982. Then we also have Jethro Tull Volume 2, original album series. And this includes Under Wraps from 1984, Crest of a Knave, 87, Rock Island, 89, Catfish Rising, 91, and Roots to Branches from 1995. Still sealed. One of my favourite bands, the Moody Blues. We've got On the Threshold of a Dream, which is their 4th studio album, To Our Children's Children from 69, their 5th. Question of Balance is their 6th studio album. Every Good Boy Deserves a Favour from 1971, which is their 7th. And lastly, 7th Sojourn, 1972. The Monkees, original album series. The Monkees debut from 66. Their second album, More of the Monkees. Third album, Headquarters. Fourth album, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn and Jones, LTD, which has always been my favourite. And their fifth album, The Birds, the Bees and the Monkeys. Santana, original album series, 5 CD set. So they started off with Inner Secrets, his 10th studio album from 78. Marathon, 1979. Z-Bop, 1981. Shango from 1982. And then they skip Beyond Appearances from 1985. And they give us Freedom from 1987. As you can see, most of these are still sealed. The Doobie Brothers, 5 original album series. So we've got 2 Louws Street, which is their second studio album, followed by their third, The Captain and Me from 1973. Their fourth, What Were Once Vices Are Now Habits from 1974. Their fifth, Stampede from 1975. And their sixth, Taking It to the Streets. Here we have Paul Simon. This one is a really interesting release. What we have is Paul Simon from 1972, his second album. There Goes Ryman Simon from 73. Then it jumps 10 years and they give us Hearts and Bones from 1983. Then it jumps 14 years and they've included Songs from the Cape Man from 1997 and You're the One from the year 2000. So this is spanning 28 years. Which you don't normally see in these types of album classic series box sets. They're usually in chronological order. UB40. So in this box set we have Present Arms, their second album, Labour of Love, their fourth album, Bagga Rhythm, their sixth album from 1985, Labour of Love 2 from 1989, which I think is their 9th studio album, and their 10th studio album, Promises and Lies from 1993. So again, they do seem to do every second or third album with this set. But they've kept it consistent with Simply Red. What they gave us here was Picture Book, their first, Men and Women, their second studio album, A New Flame, their third studio album, Stars from 1991, their fourth studio album, and lastly, Life, their fifth studio album from 1995. Great classic Simply Red albums. Rod Stewart, original album series. We've got Foolish Behaviour from 1980, his 10th studio album. Tonight I'm Yours, his 11th studio album. Camouflage, which is his 13th studio album. Every Beat of My Heart, which is his 14th studio album. And Vagabond Heart, which was a big hit. That's his 16th studio album. Otis Redding, original album series. So Otis only had 6 studio albums and we've been given the first 5. Starting off with Pain in My Heart from 64. The great Otis Redding sings soul ballads. Otis Blues, Otis Redding sings soul. The Soul album, and Complete and Unbelievable, the Otis Redding Dictionary of Soul. And I do already have this opened. Now I have a sealed copy of it. Chicago, 5 CD set. We've got Chicago Transit Authority, their debut album from '69. Chicago, their second studio album. Chicago 5, which is actually their 4th studio album. Chicago 6, which is their 5th studio album. And Chicago 7, which is actually their 6th studio album. So the numbering of the Chicago albums are a little bit misleading. And when you go past Chicago 9, it even becomes more misleading. They never made a Chicago 12. They never made a Chicago 15. So numbering's all strange. But here we have this Chicago box set, still sealed. Elvis Costello, original album series. We kick it off with Spike, his 12th studio album. Mighty Like a Rose, his 13th. Brutal Youth, 14th. Kojak Variety, 15th studio album. And lastly, from 1996, his 16th studio album, All This Useless Beauty. I also have Bread. This one is open. I do already have a copy of this. And what we've got is Bread Debut, their second album On the Waters. Manna, their third. Baby, I'ma Want You, their fourth. And Guitar Man, their fifth. And I have shown this on the channel before. I have some regular CDs to show. This is Creedence Clearwater Revival, the best of, still sealed. This is the single CD version. Don't really have much use for this because I do have the 2 CD version already, but decided to pick it up. A new release from Emerson, Lake and Palmer from 2020, The Ultimate Collection. This is a 3 CD set. Pink Floyd, The Wall. This is the remastered version, 2 CD set from 2011, also still sealed. It's a rock opera which explores Pink, a jaded rock star, as he constructs a psychological wall of social isolation. I do have this album in many formats: cassette, jewel case, and vinyl record. And now I have a sealed remastered to add to the collection. This is ABBA Gold. I mean, look at the original prices, $26.99, released in 2014. So in the early 90s, they released ABBA Gold and more ABBA Gold. This is a 3 CD set, which includes B-sides on the 3rd CD, made in 2014. We've seen this at music shops everywhere. Here I have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band 50th Anniversary Edition. Originally released in 1967. This was remastered, remixed and reissued in 2017. So it's almost 10 years old now. And this is the 2 CD version. Still sealed. And look at that original price there. $34.99 brand new. Lastly, to wrap up this video, this is the Beatles Anthology. Original price $32.99. This is Anthology 3, released in 1996 by Apple Records as part of the Anthology series. The album includes rarities and alternate tracks from the final 2 years of the band's career. So it does cover the band's career, ranging from the initial sessions for the Beatles' White Album to the last sessions of Let It Be and Abbey Road in '69 and early 1970. And that wraps up this video. Please look out for my future CD finds videos. I do have a lot more to show, a lot more new CDs and quite a few used CDs as well. In the meantime, please send me a comment, hit the like button and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.